This is a scientific and analytical explanation of how Donald Trump's Big Beautiful Bill may affect charitable giving, especially during Giving Tuesday. To begin, the Big Beautiful Bill, passed in 2025, represents a major restructuring of the United States tax system. One of the largest areas of change involves deductions for charitable donations. These changes influence both small donors and high-income donors in different ways. Under the previous system, only taxpayers who itemized deductions could receive tax benefits for most cash donations. Many middle and lower-income households did not itemize, which meant their charitable contributions offered no federal tax deduction at all. The new law introduces a broad adjustment to this framework. Starting in the 2026 tax year, non-itemizers may now claim a limited deduction for cash donations to qualified charities. The cap for this new deduction is $1,000 for individual filers and $2,000 for joint filers. This means that millions of Americans who typically take the standard deduction could now receive a small but meaningful tax benefit from participating in Giving Tuesday or similar charitable events. For taxpayers who continue to itemize deductions, the rules become more complex and more restrictive. The law requires donors to exceed half of 1% of their adjusted gross income before any portion of their charitable donation becomes deductible. In addition, the value of the deduction is capped so that taxpayers receive no more than 35 cents in tax reduction for every dollar donated, even if they're in a higher tax bracket. This represents a significant shift from earlier systems where large donors could claim very large deductions. The practical effect is that smaller donations become more encouraged, while very large donations yield less tax savings than before. Analysts suggest that this could change the philanthropic landscape. Ordinary donors may feel more motivated to give, knowing that even a modest contribution now provides tangible financial benefit. Meanwhile, wealthy donors who previously relied on large charitable deductions may find the incentives reduced and may adjust their giving strategies accordingly. On Giving Tuesday, a global event designed to promote generosity, the new rules could produce mixed results. For most people who donate modest amounts, the new deduction for non-itemizers adds a financial advantage where none existed previously. This could increase participation among average households. However, major foundations and very high-income philanthropists may view the reduced deductibility as a disincentive for extremely large contributions, potentially shifting the composition of charitable funding at a national level. Supporters of the bill argue that the new model broadens access and makes charitable incentives fairer across income groups. Critics argue that the changes still benefit higher-income taxpayers overall and may depress large-scale giving, which many nonprofit organizations rely on. In conclusion, the Big Beautiful Bill does not eliminate the Giving Tuesday tax break. Instead, it reshapes it. More households gain access to a limited deduction, while large donors experience stricter limits and lower maximum benefits. The long-term impact will depend on behavioral responses from both everyday donors and high-income philanthropists. What is clear is that the tax environment for charitable giving has fundamentally changed, and donors may need to rethink their strategies before making contributions in future years.